In Life is Strange: True Colors, Charlotte can support or not support Alex at the town council meeting in 4 different variations. The end screen shows that there are 3 options, but there are actually 4 variations of how Charlotte can react, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get each one and what happens if you do.
Please. I'm telling the truth.
At the time I'm recording this, and probably after, the most popular variation is Charlotte turns her back on Alex. The reason this is because it's the easiest one to achieve. You only have to make one choice. You just have to take Charlotte's anger from her. That's it. And any choice you made before that completely gets negated based on this one choice in chapter 3.
Charlotte.
If you take Charlotte's anger, she doesn't have enough oomph in her to fight.
No. Leave me alone. I don't want any more of this. They killed Gabe. What are you trying to do? Take down Typhon? I won't bring him back.
She also thinks that something's up with you. Every time you're around, things happen that aren't in her favor.
All I know is everything falls to shit when you're involved. There's something wrong with you, Alex. And now there's something wrong with me. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Not only does Charlotte not support Alex in the town council meeting, but if you choose take anger, it creates a chain of events that only happen if you make this choice. That goes from chapter 3, 4, and 5, all the way through Gabe's prediction ending, as well as the Seek Adventure ending if you choose that. But that is a long list of things that happen, so make sure to check out that video for more information on what happens if you take Charlotte's anger. The next most popular result is that Charlotte sided with Alex during the vote, but this is the one that has 2 variations. I like to call these variations Charlotte supports and Charlotte supports with a vengeance. The first Charlotte supports variation is pretty easy to achieve as well. You only have 2 choices that you have to make. First, in chapter 2, you have to go visit Charlotte at the dispensary when you're in that searching for Max scene.
Charlotte? Alex, hey.
The affidavit that Diane wants her to sign, you need to tell her to turn it down.
I don't think you should sign it.
Now, these choices also lead to a whole series of events that happen, so make sure to check out that video when it becomes available. If it's ready, I'll put the link above in the description below and also in an end screen to this video. Then in chapter 3, instead of taking her anger, you want to leave her anger.
I can't.
You want her to feel her anger. You want her to feel the pain. You want her to be able to process her grief. And that allows her to support you at the town council meeting.
I believe you too. I'm horrified and shocked and still processing everything, but I believe you.
And now we have support with a vengeance. This one is a little bit more difficult to achieve because you have to make very specific choices. And I think that's why a lot of people didn't know this one existed. Also, because there's only 3 variations shown on that end screen, I don't think it really drew that much attention that there was something missing. But here's exactly how you do it. First, in chapter 1, when you have your very first major choice of telling Gabe about Ethan going to the mine or keeping Ethan's secret, you have to tell Gabe.
I should probably tell you something.
This shows Charlotte that you really care about Ethan and her family, even though you barely know them. You're a good person and you have great intentions and make good ethical choices. So she wouldn't question you making something up later on. Continuing on in chapter 1, when you're at the Black Lantern, you come downstairs and you're automatically put into a conversation with Charlotte. When Charlotte talks to you about how Ethan feels about you, you can either be sarcastic and say, "Am I cooler than Gabe?" Or you can throw the compliment right back and say, "He's a really great kid." If you want this ending, you have to pick, "He's a great kid."
I know literally nothing about kids, but he seems like one of the good ones. I appreciate that.
Again, this shows Charlotte that you really care about their family and that you're an honest person that speaks from the heart. Next, in chapter 2, you need to visit Charlotte at the dispensary. You have to do it. And instead of turning down the offer, you want to choose take the money.
You have to put Ethan first.
A lot of other things happen when you take the money, so definitely, like I said before, check out that video when it's available. And of course, you have to choose in chapter 3, leave anger, because if she doesn't have any anger, she doesn't support you, and it puts that first variation we talked about in play instead of any others.
I'm sorry, Charlotte.
So that's all you have to do, those 4 choices. And this variation, Charlotte will stand up and support, just like she did with the original basic supporting Alex variation.
I believe you too.
But this time, Diane will step in and remind her, hey, did you forget about something? You signed an affidavit, come on.
Miss Harmon, please remember the terms of your settlement.
But Charlotte's still reeling with anger and also really caring about Alex because of their relationship established prior. She's not gonna be too happy with Diane.
Screw your settlement. I would never take that money.
Woo! And the very last variation is Charlotte believes Alex but couldn't help. To get this result, you just have to not make all the choices I mentioned in the last one. Let me explain. You still, no matter what, have to leave her anger. That's guaranteed. You have to do that one because otherwise you get that first variation no matter what. You also cannot choose turn down offer because if you choose turn down offer and leave anger, you're going to get that second result that I mentioned. Out of telling Gabe about Ethan going to the mine, telling Charlotte that Ethan's a great kid, and choosing take money, you just can't pick all 3 of those. If you choose 2, fine. If you choose 1, fine. If you choose none of them, fine. But you can't choose all 3. So you can choose keep secret, you could choose cooler than Gabe, and then you could choose take money, or you could just not go to the dispensary at all. If you don't go to the dispensary, Charlotte will automatically take the money on her own, but she won't think about you as someone that helped her make that decision. So that factors into this last result. So in this one, Charlotte supports, she stands up, and then Diane reminds her, hey, you took some money. What are you doing, right? Same as before. But this time, there's not a relationship established between Alex and Charlotte enough for Charlotte to turn down a ton of money.
My son and I are relying on that money.
Then you should know that a public change of stance will nullify the agreement.
She doesn't quite know if Alex truly has her back or what the deal is. So instead of saying screw the money, she instead decides to keep it. Now, all 3 of these last variations where you decided to leave Charlotte's anger, so she's not angry at you, have a very similar ending. The ending is completely different from that take anger variation. So you definitely want to check out a video because there's a lot of stuff that changes based on just these 2 choices. And no matter what Charlotte does at the town council meeting, the ending is pretty consistent between if you took anger versus if you leave anger. So I'm definitely, like I said, going to have a video about that as well. If that's available, I'll put the link above in the description below, and then also an end screen of this video. So I hope you subscribe if it's not available yet so you get that notification, and I hope this helps. Thank you. Bye.